live in all my glory. I was getting back on live because earlier I came on, I wanted to record more of the area, and one of my favorite people came on just as I was leaving, I guess, and I made a lot of my lives private because originally when I started my YouTube journey, which I only have like 800 followers, give or take. But originally when I started my YouTube journey, I wanted to get on here all spliffied up, looking all professional and pretending like it was a television show. And, it never fails. It never fails. The dogs always start to bark. Maybe it's because I started talking and they think that someone's here. I don't think so. Maybe there's somebody walking by with a dog. More likely. Somebody asked me what that picture of in the background is. This is sketch art, I believe, from Spain of my adopted mom. That's my adopted mother. She could pass for my mom, my birth mom, if you looked at that and looked at me and looked at that. But anyway, I remember from when I was a kid and when she was moving, it was in a bunch of stuff to go. And I was like, what are you doing with that? And she's like, why, you want it? And I was like, I would love it. And she's like, you would want it? And I was like, of course I would want it. I love it. So she gave it to me, and she gave me a lot of her artsy stuff. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm talking to the computer. Frank. I was going to call Frank Tom. And speaking of the other people in my household, that is part of the reason why I made all of my lives private. When you start doing this and then you go back and critique and analyze yourself, and especially when you have a mind like mine, and at this point I'm thinking, I'm pretty confident that I have gone through life undiagnosed with some, like OCD. It's, as you get older, I guess it gets deeper. Anyway, neither here nor there. Originally, when I started my YouTube channel, the content that I wanted to put on was current events, political. I was extremely absorbed in the state of my state. I know a lot of things. I've experienced a lot of life, and I've observed a lot of what is going on in the world. I definitely have opinions. There's something on my screen that makes it look like there's a smudge on my face, and it's driving me crazy. It's like one of those little things. We all have opinions. I can tell you what I observe and what it looks like to myself, to me personally, what it looks like. But at this point, I have absolutely no problem admitting I have absolutely no idea about anything. I know nothing. Like, let's take, for example, with current events, I guess the main focus in everybody's conversation is Israel and Palestine. That conversation usually starts off with Israel, Palestine. In college, I went to college in 1998. And in 1998, I made a friend on the computer chatting. We first started chatting. I would go to the computer lab on my college campus and I would chat. And I met a girl who was going to college in the Middle East. Her family was from Palestine, but she was someplace safer. the way that she explained it. I guess her parents were sort of wealthy, so they were able to send her off. But I got to see a lot of imagery of what was going on, and we're talking about 1998. Um, I guess there's a lot of confusion, Obviously, there was some, I don't know, like, are we not evolving? Maybe it really is all religious and whatever. Um, I think that in my best interest, living in this skin and in this experience, it's most, and for all of us, it's most important to focus on what we can achieve to better what's going on around us. Hi, Modus. I appreciate you. I was on earlier. I was driving, so had the camera stuck up. And anyway, when I logged off, a friend sent me a message saying, "What the heck? I just got on. Why'd you leave?" kind of thing. And I felt guilty, so I just wanted to come back. I wanted to explain why I made all of my videos private. I am going to start working on myself. I'm very mean. I know this about myself. I'm very mean. And when you guys listen to me and I'm having conversation with Tom, I'm like, so you only see one side, and I sound annoyed and bitter all the time. So anyway, I just want to change that. So I'm working on that. I don't want like strangers coming in and watching my lives thinking, wow, this girl is a pompous, arrogant asshole. So anyway, that's why I privated them. I want to go back because I haven't watched any of them. I want to go back and watch them and see what I can work on. And like I have said in the past, I am obviously not going to be a famous newscaster someday. I'm certainly not Mariah Carey. I can't sing. I have none of those types of talents. Growing up, I really did. I used to watch the local newscasters, and I really did think, wow, I can do that and get up there and read a teleprompter and use inflection in the right spots so that I sound interesting and engaging. And then I realized that you're not allowed to use inflection where you have feelings about what you're reading. It's all supposed to be across the board exactly the same as it's being delivered in the next town over. So, obviously that turned me off. And then I was like into like the pirate thing, like the Max Headroom, pirate television, let's break into the local news station. And so when I went to college, I was involved in the student paper, and I edited the student paper, the Hornet, at our college. Yeah, everything is scripted, and you have to act that way. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if it was scripted and you were able to show some kind of feeling about it, and like they used to pretend to do, which now we all know it's just make believe. When the CNN newscaster has the bomb helmet on and he's in the little gully talking about how they're dropping bombs on them, it's all a bunch of bullshit. They were on top of the building right in California, They didn't even leave the country. They just recorded on some studio set. It's all a bunch of scripted information that is designed to, lay an idea and opinion, get everybody doing the same thing. We are living out Pink Floyd The Wall, 1984. It's so cliche. It's disgusting. Isn't it really gross how we're just living out what they want us to live out? Anyway, I'm not. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is was originally my intention for my YouTube channel. I wanted to share and exchange information. Nowadays they are calling WikiLeaks the Inquirer, and that's all, what do they call, tabloid, rhetoric. And, it's really weird how the truth is flipped to fiction, fiction, nonfiction, trade places. Oh, it's, like I'm becoming my grandma. And it's happening so fast, like I was listening to somebody discussing time this morning, and everything is sped up so much. you know um i am so I am just so broken down by it all that I would rather they just, you know what, if you're going to kick in my door and shoot me in my head and get it over with. I don't understand. If they want us all dead, why do they have to do it like in a slow kill process? The frog in the boiling water is what I feel like we all are. And we are in some way or another, because you know what? We are all going to die. You can't stop it. Whether the man comes in and kills us, or we drop dead of a heart attack out on the street, or in our bed, or get hit by a truck, or some mugger kills us in a convenience store, or we get hit by a car, or you fall out of a plane. I mean, we're all destined for it. We die. I really think that's the beauty of being a human being, because being a human gets really tiring. I mean, I'm only 50 and I am so tired, and I could just be halfway through my life. And by the feel of it, God is going to make me do this forever. You know, I went to apply for the job yesterday. I went to the post office job fair because I always wanted to be a mailman. Like, who didn't want to be a mailman? It's sort of like a cop. I mean, you're out there in the community. I'm serving. I'm not protecting. I'm protecting your mail. But, I mean, it is participating in the common good of society. And so I always thought, being a mailman was cool. And you're out there on your beat, delivering your mail. And you got your area that you deliver to, and it's sort of redundant, same thing every day. And it's federal, so you get all of those benefits of working for the government. So I always thought, being a mailman was cool. And so about I don't know, 11 years ago, I tried to do it. And the tests, they're like a trigonometry test to be a freaking mailman back then. So anyway, I wasn't bothering studying something, the encyclopedia, to become a postal worker, and about zip codes and numbers and just all kinds of things. They made it absolutely absurd. There's no way I was going to be a mailman. Well, I went to this job fair yesterday, and things have changed. I mean, they didn't even ask for my social security number. I mean, it was just a skeleton operation. And of course, they were offering like 3 counties worth of positions are open, like 3 different or several towns, 3 different counties. All the counties have all kinds of perks. My county, the Twilight Zone, is the only county that isn't a career opportunity. What does it say? Ugh, this is my luck. My luck is like this. It's like some kind of mad joke on me. But my county is the only, because I'm rural, it's the only one that is not a career with benefits. It is, what is the words they use? The hours will vary. They will always include Saturday, Sunday, and holidays observed by the USPS. And there are no guarantee of hours. I must be flexible with little to no lead time or advance notice of a schedule change. And there are no benefits. So this position, okay, that they're offering to the people in my county, because obviously they can take advantage of us the most, I guess. But That's the way everything ends up here. We have had a massive amount of collection agencies come into my county throughout the years. They set up shop. They're here 3-5 years max, and they just take advantage of the labor. And the reason why these people are all getting away with this bullshit is because they sent all of our industry to third world countries, turned our country into a third world country. Anyway, like I was saying before, this is the shit I wanted to talk about. But all of a sudden, like somewhere down the line, my YouTube channel started getting really personal. And I started talking about myself and my mental health and things like that and my art. Because quite frankly, if we lived in a utopian world, I would be an artist. I would have an awesome art gallery in some little town that people like to visit as tourists. And I would have other artists come in and set up their stuff. And you know what? If I had money, or if I grew up in a family with money, I would have those things. Unfortunately, I am me and my kids. I'm not the least bit surprised about that. In fact, they probably don't want it. I just heard this morning that the doctors around here are admitting openly that a lot of people have been vax damaged. And you know what? I'm not even going to get censored. I'm not afraid to say it because it's true. If our doctors here in New York are all admitting it, there you go, YouTube. There you go, world. You know, the doctors are openly admitting it to their patients all around me. The ones with heart damage. And dude, I have a friend who couldn't get out of his car for weeks. He has got blood clots in the bottom of his legs so bad, and they just keep sending him away, sending him away, sending him away, giving him nothing, letting him stay in pain. I think now, now that things are opening up, I am a widow, but I have a partner, boyfriend. I feel weird saying that because we're not children, and it's not, life is not that way, you know. I share mind space with friends. We're all in this together. I don't think that being partnered up with each other and all that stuff is not what is important. It's reaching each other on a level. I mean, am I married is so unimportant at this stage in my life. But if you're asking me that question, you have probably not been married yet. Anyway, I have made it to 50. I am still alive. I will probably stay alive until I'm 90 and be God knows what. Both sides of my life, in my biological life, I have a family who has many food. They own pizzerias, but I don't really want to give out too much information about them because that's on them. But that side of my family that own pizzerias, everybody's living in $1 million houses. They all live well. In my adopted family, they're all living well. They're all set up. They all went to Ivy League colleges. They all have really fancy schmancy jobs. And, me, my sister, and this happens to a lot of people. This is why I think that it's really important in my family. I don't know about in your family, but in my family, it's extremely important that you speak about procreation. You need to talk to your kids about not having kids when they're too young, not getting all wrapped up in, do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or if you're married, or who cares? Better yourself, become something. Love yourself. We love yourself. We don't teach that. A lot of people do, I guess. A lot of families teach their kids, love yourself. But you've been married for 28 years. You're the same generation. You guys probably sound like us then. But Tom and I have known each other since we were in our early 20s. We just came back around. We know each other from Dead Tour. We're both artists. We bicker like children all the time. He's as immature as I am. I mean, that's the only thing wrong with us is that we're both as immature as each other. So, you don't grow like that. It's hard. When you don't know what to do and you're both at the same stage of don't know what to do. You are I can't see past this stupid heart. So, do you have kids? Are they grown-ups? My husband and I were married for 24 years. I mean, I got married young. As soon as I realized what things were really all about, I got married and had kids. And I married my husband literally because he was a carpenter, and I was just so dumb. I was like, my husband is a carpenter. So married a carpenter because Jesus was a carpenter. You can't go wrong with a guy who's like Jesus, right? Nothing like Jesus. I'll be right back, guys. So I was thinking, so I'm door dashing right now, right? I've gotten lots of offers for jobs. Maybe I should log out and log back in. I don't know, but if I log out and log back in, then I will lose my dash spot. But I haven't had one job offer. I had a job offer, but it didn't come through. And then it sent me on pause and told me that since I am not accepting offers, that they were pausing me, but I didn't even get any offers. So, I mean, I need to buy a new phone really bad, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. I can't even make my car payments at this point. These people, it's like they're all just digging at us all at the same time. I mean, if you're living like my lifestyle, like a paycheck to paycheck life, I know that you're going to the grocery store and you're all living on noodles like me, right? Thank God I don't eat meat. And that's okay. So I got this spot on my computer, and every time I look at my face, it looks like the spots are all over my face, and it's driving me crazy. I thought if I got on live that some jobs would come in, because usually that's what happens, but they're on some kind of cool promo all week for the rest of the weekend, which is nice because it could be useful to me, or they just might not send me any jobs. I only eat once a day too. I eat at night after I'm all done with my day, like probably about 11 o'clock at night. And I will I eat wraps like beans and rice and cheese. um, I really love olives, like olives and cheese. It can be a meal for me. Coffee. Coffee. I get sustenance from coffee. I know that's bad. I don't give a shit. So don't lecture me about it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I know that for a fact. There's toxic chemicals all over the place the minute I walk out my door, living on coffee. So if it knocks off a couple years off my life, whoop-de-doo. Then I'm positive that if I'd gone to the doctors like our grandparents did for like getting a physical every 6 to 8 months and the gynecologist every 6 months, if I had gone that route, they'd have me dead. I'd have cancer or some kind of freaking rare disease because I've watched it happen. The more you involve yourself in that kind of mindset, just you get sucked into it. I've watched it happen. I mean, I'm not saying that a lot, that it's not real, that those illnesses aren't real, but in my case, I'm sorry, you guys. Dilly, how are you, sweetie? I didn't even see you. I'm sorry, I'm running my mouth, and I didn't see you. Look, no filter, no shower, no makeup. This is me. Hi, world. Uh, you know, um, what do you do? What do you do? It's a good way to stay skinny. I'll give you that, and I'm always on the go. Like I have this really high metabolism, like I'm just like go, go, go. And I sleep with one eye open. I'm always like, I hear everything. Um, I use Advil quite a lot, quite a lot. I go through like periods, maybe like it's like where my body goes through periods where certain problems with like my bladder. Well, Dilly quit eating, but you know what? That's not true at all. Because you can quit eating and still not lose any weight. Um, it's I think that something in our metabolism that once not we, but once they, with all of their garbage that we put in us, once they trigger something in us, in some people, it triggers it, and it's really hard to turn it off and turn it back. um One of my very, very, very best friends had a problem with her weight for a really long time. Not only did she have a problem with her weight, but she's also really super tall, so she could never find any clothes ever. Like she'd have to go shopping in the big men's section, which there are, if you know a big man, he can't find clothes anywhere either. At one point, they only made clothes for one traditional size of human, and like everything else had to be like customized, specialty made. But anyway, my girlfriend had an operation, a lipo band operation, and I love you, sister, but I don't necessarily think that it was maybe the best idea, because I think that she doesn't feel good a lot more of the time than she's willing to admit. And it's just, I think once they start digging inside of us and doing stuff, the more you let them dig, the more they have to dig. You must have woke up hungry. um, yeah, that's if I eat during the day, that's the way that I eat too. A little jam on toast, maybe some crackers. If there's Oreos in the cabinet, I'll eat a couple Oreo cookies, and that's breakfast and lunch. um, Honestly, if I eat, I will feel sick for the rest of the day. So, yeah, I really did think that I would get at least one job if I went on live. I don't like these glasses at all. I had a really nice pair of glasses that looked really good on me, and I left them on the bus 30 years ago. And I've never been able to find another pair that fit me quite right. These glasses make me look silly. But I can't read a thing you guys are saying if I don't wear them. I'll put them on, I look like a nerd, and you can see my wrinkles that I've always had, you know? I've always had them thought wrinkles. And I used to tell my I have wrinkles. I've always had them, and I like them because they're mine. Bagels. Bagels, you eat a bagel, and that shit blows up inside your gut like a freaking sponge. Bagels are not good for you. I grew up in a Jewish community. I'll tell you, we had bagels every weekend. It was like a tradition. Cream cheese and bagels, and the bagels be cut in half and put in the oven. But we'd also have rolls and bialys. Do you guys know what a bialy is? A bialy is a flat fried onion bagel. Oh my god. What suits me? Bagels? Oh, my thought lines? Well, I appreciate you, Dilly. Thank you very much. It's because I've always been going like that. Everybody makes me wonder. You trying to gain weight, Modus? The best way to gain weight, in my opinion, is lots of starch. But just, check that the starch doesn't, have a lot of cholesterol, like potatoes. A lot of potatoes. Oh, these. I think we're talking about my salt lines. um, I don't like them. They're square, and I can't find my other glasses. And I had some other ones on. These ones remind me of the 70s. And they don't work as good. They're not as strong. They're like they remind me of like Gildner Radner, like Gildner Radner's glasses. You guys remember Gildner Radner? God, I loved her. You know why I love Gildner Radner? Because she was, well, actually, the reason why I loved her is because she was an awesome lady, okay? She got right down with the normal folks. But my best friend's dad was remodeling her home in Long Island, and when she was sick, Gene Wilder and she lived in a beautiful home in Long Island, and my best friend when I was little's dad was doing something to their home, remodeling in that way, inside their house, and she was sick, and she was just a very kind person. But Gene Wilder loved that woman so much. Like, it was a fairy tale love that they had. I can say that from personal knowledge. That Gilda Radner, she was just a normal chick. I mean, I think as she progressed in her fame, she started like getting prettier. But she was just an average, normal, I mean, I know she's really proud to be a Jewish girl, but she's just your normal, average New York City girl. And I love that, I love that about Gilda Radner. She wasn't some gorgeous Julia Roberts kind of a big teethy smile lady. She was just funny as hell, too. Gilda Radner was one of the funniest comedians to ever live. She was hysterical, absolutely hysterical. That was back in the day when Saturday Night Live was worth something, when it was a full word Saturday Night Live. They broke it down to SNL, and it became a bunch of political rhetoric for the dumbed down masses. I don't find any of it funny at all. Any of it. It's all cliche, ridiculous, not indoctrinating, programming, propaganda. Saturday Night Live, you're not funny. Not funny at all. Not one bit. You know, not at all. People are so bored. I mean, and I can't believe there are people that actually watch that show. In fact, I cannot believe that there are people that still watch television. I mean, I watch TV, but like right now, my TV is on movies from the 40s. That's the kind of television I watch. And the reason why I leave it on, I'll put music on, but I leave it on for the dogs. I like the talking because, the talking breaks up when they're home alone, and the fact that they can't, GOOUT on their own, just the talking breaks up the monotony for them. It makes them think there are people around. That might all be for me. I don't care. I'll take it. Give it to me. I don't care. But it gives me a sense of making an effort to keep my dogs comfy, because you know what? The souls inside of those fur beings are some of the most important souls I have ever come in contact with in this lifetime. I don't know if you guys have ever owned or had a pet, but I think it's an insult to call your pet a pet, even. Pet is an insult. I love my dogs so much. I'm just thinking about Briar. I miss Briar so much. You guys never got to meet Briar because I was too shy to get online when Briar was still alive. God, I wish that I had gotten online before so that I could show Briar to Shams, because she would have loved Briar, because Briar looked just like her little fluff bucket. Ugh. Anyway, I miss Briar. He died last summer. He was old. He wasn't real old, but he was 14. And I mean, 14 for a 2-pound dog is pretty old. I know they can make it to well into their 20s. Those little teacup Yorkies got some lifespans on them. Somebody put one on my front porch today, I would never be happier. Um, Tom obviously doesn't want any more dogs. We have enough dogs. I'm just saying, if someone plopped one on the porch, it wouldn't make any difference. I'm already feeding a bunch of dogs. But yeah. Anyway, there are souls in those fur beings. I had an argument with one of my stepmothers about animals, cats and dogs having souls. And she said, "Well, it says it in the Bible. They don't have souls." Whatever. Okay. You've never communicated with an animal then. Okay. I can tell you right now, dogs, cats, shit. I've even seen a bee act like it had a soul and a relationship with a human being. If it's alive and it's communicating, it's got something in it. If it can love, there's got to be something in it. I mean, if it's not a soul, what is it? What do you call it if it feels love? Empty beings can feel love? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And I guess the argument would come into play about, transhumanism and robots and things like that. Hey, I'm on the fence about all that stuff. Because, I mean, once something starts to have feelings, God made everything, everything. So, you know what? I love whatever can love, and I leave all of the science of it all to the scientists. If I think that being's got a soul, then it's got a soul. My plants have souls. Those plants, they act different when I give them love. Okay, I'm telling you, if you touch and talk to your plants every day, they change. They have feelings. If you acknowledge them, see, my plant is shaking right now. I ignored my plant for months and it died. All right. And I feel awful because I've had that plant for quite a few years now. It's a palm, and man, it is hanging on for dear life. Well, I've been giving my plants a lot more attention again because I got back into that mode of remembering, hey, those things have feelings. You're torturing it by not giving it any water. If you don't water your plant, you're torturing it. It's like, how would you feel if somebody just stopped giving you nutrients and water? You'd shrivel up and die. Well, that's what happens to the plants. Anyway, I've just noticed growing, believe it or not, tomato plants, we will say. Okay. My personal relationship with my plants, I'm just telling you, if you love your plants, they will love you back. They will produce for you like you don't know. But you can't say, "Oh, I love my plants," and then, pretend to love your plants. You got to really love your plants. Because if you're just pretending to love them, "I love you," thinking, "Oh, Michelle said that I gotta," Micah, you guys think of me as, but Micah said, "I gotta love you guys." That isn't going to work. It's got to be real. You really got to love it. Otherwise, you're just playing games with yourself. Mind games with yourself. Don't play mind games with yourself. That's what I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning about. So on TikTok a couple months ago, there's this dude on there who started doing shorts about neurodivergent adult autism. This guy is awesome. He is awesome. Every single thing he talks about is me. It's all me. I do all of the same thing. I have all the same tics. I am in the same space in my life and in my mind, and I have always been, and I have all the tics. I have the ability to mask from being so afraid of being labeled like, excuse the term, but retarded. I don't know how many times in life as a child I heard that from people, "You're retarded," that it's stuck in me, that I spent years trying so hard to act and be normal. What is normal? Number one, what is normal? And how many times does somebody say that? What is normal? Number one. Ugh. Like this morning, I got all hung up on when people are talking and you're in a conversation with somebody and they're like, so, and they're talking and, blah, 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 blah. Well, whenever I was 5, I would jump into the pool and all of the kids would say, and they use that word whenever. I hear it so much and it drives me up the wall. It's not a present word. You don't use whenever that way. You were only 5 once. Whenever. Whenever I walk out the door, the dogs run after me. Whenever not that. Okay, so it fits there. I guess it fits in that one. But I know you guys know what I mean. I know that some of you guys anyway know what I mean. Other of you won't know what I mean because you're not mental like me. But it's little things. I pick little things. There's other things. I get stuck. Okay, I get stuck. Do you ever get stuck? Do you know what it's like to get stuck? I'll be at the grocery store and things will just be, I got these racing thoughts so much that I'll just be like stuck. And then the next thing I know, the sun is going down. It's been like an hour and a half and I'm still sitting in my car. I didn't get out of the car and go into the grocery store because I got stuck. That's not normal. And I've done it my whole life. I get stuck, but I don't tell people because you don't tell people because then they're like, oh, you're retarded. I just deal with those little things. They're ticks. I've learned how to work them into being normal every day so that I can function. But what that does, it sets up roadblocks for you down the way when things become harder for you to mask all of those things and to act normal like everybody else. After a while, it just becomes so hard that your life becomes like my dining room table, But anyway, this guy on TikTok is sharing these things and he's like a really good looking man and he seems perfectly normal and, very smart. But he is talking about these things. And I think that it's great because, there are a lot of me's that are out here right now going through all the same things I am, and we fell through the cracks. They got away with raping us blind and taking advantage because that's what happens to people like me that are able to mask all of that stuff. We get bullied, we get overworked, we get underpaid, undereducated, scrutinized, criticized, judged. Women hate me everywhere I go. Women hate me. They hate me because I'm aggressive and because I'm not ugly. I'm not gorgeous. I'm not pretty, but I'm not ugly. So immediately women hate me. And where I live, you guys, where I live, in some cases, I really do look like Angelina Jolie where I live. I'm not saying that I actually do. Shams, I know, I don't think you're here, honey. But if you are here, she always says that to me. And I think it is the most wonderful compliment anyone has ever given me is Shams telling me that I look like Angelina Jolie. Anyway, it's a fine compliment. And here I do, because here everybody's related to their cousin's brother and everybody's cousin's brother is their uncle and everybody's aunt is their grandmother's sister's brother, if you guys get my drift. I live in old, hard inhabited country town in a city that I think the people that were here were held hostage. I do. Oh, thanks, Dilly. I appreciate that you don't hate me. You used to, though. I know you did. Or you thought I'd. Anyway, we're over all of that, aren't we, sweetheart? And I'm happy that we are. I'm happy that you actually know who I am. John Cleese. John Cleese. You're not talking about John Cleese. John Cleese. I gotta let Frank outside. You guys, not one freaking job. Now, how am I gonna pay my bill? Not one freaking job. Incredible. I really did think if I got on live that I would get a job. Bing, 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 bing. DoorDash would give me a job. But we're gonna take Frank outside. And oh, can I tell you guys? All right, they said last week the weather, when they gave the weather for this week, the weather prediction, they were saying that it was supposed to snow Tuesday and Wednesday. Let me show you something. Okay, freaking snow. They're such liars. They were trying to create some snow, maybe. But the mail came already. It was my overdue bill. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, and the air is so warm. I swear it's like 50 degrees out here. Make sure I got everything out of the mailbox. I mean, it is just absolutely gorgeous out here. It is 50 degrees at least. I got on 4 pairs of long johns, 2 undershirts, 3 pairs of socks. Of course, it's 75 degrees out here. I don't know. As soon as October 31st hits, that's it. Oh, I stepped on someone's tail. I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to step on your tail, baby. I didn't mean to step on your tail. I got your tail, sweetheart. I got your tail. I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm so sorry. You guys, I'm a weirdo, but you know what? The way that animals love you, it's so real. It's just so real. You thought I didn't like you, Dilly? Well, I'm glad that we're over that because I love you. I think you're awesome. I think that you're one of those people that, oh God, like I'll have days where I will be really losing my shit and just don't even want to be here anymore. And then I'll get on the internet just to shake my thoughts. And Shams will be on, and it's just when certain people, and I know you know who I mean, Dilly, but if certain people are in the room, it's just like, oh, it saves my life. I mean, it has literally saved my life. Suicidal ideology. That's one of the tics of a neurodivergent adult autistic. It's not that you really want to kill yourself. It's just like these racing thoughts because you can't ever do anything quite the way you think you want to do it, or see, you guys, I'm 50 years old, just starting to come into myself. It took me 50 years to wake up. Then I had to learn from a bunch of kids off the internet. What do you do? I don't know. I appreciate them. I appreciate you guys if you ever watch my videos. I appreciate you guys. You might have saved my life because, it's good to know that I am normal, or at least I have a crew. There's a crew. We have a crew. There's lots of us, too. It's not just me. I didn't just slip through the cracks on my own. There's millions of us probably. And we're all special, and we're never going to conform because we can't. Because there's no way, because we just don't have the capacity. We're not able to fit into their box. School was so hard for me. I was so busy worrying about my social skills, and what was going on at home. I mean, I was in foster care and moved around and not given any therapy. And when I had all of the psychological tests that they give to kids growing up, man, I passed them with flying colors. I was always like above average. So they always left me alone, and they always assumed that I knew what I was doing. You know what I can do? I can read. I can read very well, and I can absorb what I read, but that's it. I didn't learn anything else out of school. Well, in fact, I didn't even learn to read from school. I learned to read before I got put into foster care by my parents, by my mom and her sister. So I got taught to read by the very people that weren't capable of raising me, according to the government standards of the state of Florida in 1977. Ambulances, left and right, left and right, left and right. I live in a fentanyl capital of New York State. I mean, I guess everybody probably can lay that claim about their town. If you live in New York, what's the level of deaths in your county? What's going on here, Dilly? My dogs are Beagle, Black Lab mixed. The Beagle, Jack Russell Terrier. Frank is a Beagle, Jack Russell Terrier. Lily is a Beagle, Black Lab, and then we have puppies that they had. They're all fixed now. They're all adults now. Well, they're not really adults, but Peanut is a Beagle, Jack Russell, Black Lab, Beagle, Black Lab. Peanut, who is the baby of them, is a Black Lab, Beagle, Jack Russell Terrier mixed together. I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. So anyway, you guys, it's warm out as heck out here. I'm wearing sweat, but I'm sure that I should stay in my clothes, warm clothes, because this is like fever weather. You know what I mean? Like, this is the weather everybody gets pneumonia in. I didn't get no pneumonia, but you know what? I had my vaccination. I got COVID and I got over it. That was the vaccination. I had it. And you know what? If they need my blood, I will kindly donate it, as long as it's being used for people who were vaccine damaged. I would definitely donate my blood to people if it would help, especially family members and friends. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a medical professional, but if it came down to that, if all it took was a little dialysis to clean everybody's blood or whatever have you, I will volunteer. I mean, I don't donate my organs though. That I don't want to do. I'd rather they be I don't care, really, to be honest with you. I want them to do whatever the hell they want to do with them, the kids. Like my kids with their dad, we had Philip cremated, and then they have his ashes, and everybody's got these little pennants they all wear. And that's how we saved Philip. But when you die, whatever we do with this carcass doesn't matter. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I mean, I don't know if I really like the idea of decaying in the ground. I think that's gross at this point. And like keeping all these cemeteries, we don't need that. I think hanging on to the past is bad. We should get past that, evolve away from that. Evolve away from that. And I like the idea of cremation because it's it gets rid of the goods, and then I've heard that you can't dump the cremated product into any water or any land because it's toxic. So I mean, what do you do with it? You hang on to it. I mean, you let you pass it down and pass it down. Everybody's carrying around all these 60 urns, grandma, grandpa, uncle, cousins. So I don't know. What do you do with it? You make a pile in the backyard. Can you use it for something? I don't know. That's really sick to think about. Yeah, Dilly, how are you feeling? And you're just reminding me you have been sick. How's your head? How's your headaches? Is the headache gone, or you still have the headache? Huh? Did you haven't been able to get any rest, real rest? And the people around you do you have help around you? I know we had to say goodbye to you a couple times the other day because you weren't feeling well and we were doing the Shams Live. I know, you guys, that Shams is really busy the next few days. And, I mean, even thought that I should just do a live just in case, to be there for our people. Um, I wanted to learn how to do the Dilly. Are you on TikTok yet? You're holding toast down. That's good. Any sustenance is good. You'll feel better, a little better tonight. You know, just really relaxing is the best way to get better. Just relaxing. No, it's all right. There's a couple people. It took me a minute to talk people into it because they didn't really get it. It's, YouTube Shorts. It's just like a bunch of YouTube Shorts, but it's like people all over the world. It was so much easier for me to grow my channel on TikTok. Like my TikTok channel, I think I'm up to 1,400, 13, almost 1,400 people. And I mean, that's in like 8 weeks. I mean, literally, I just started that like over the summer. I've been on YouTube for since 1998 or something like that. Literally, I was with YouTube since the beta testing days. That's why I really think that people like myself who've been with YouTube for the long stretch, I think that if we spend any time commenting, we should get paid something, some kind of residual benefit for being a long time commenter. Because, I mean, without YouTube commenters, YouTube isn't, half of what it is. It's the comments on YouTube that keep YouTube, really interesting. There are videos that you watch that you just go straight to the comments. You just want to see what the heck everybody is talking about in the comments. I mean, everybody does that. I do that. So, I mean, that's important. The comments are important. So YouTube, when are you going to kick down? Okay? Because this has been years, months, days, hours, weeks, years, minutes chatting and commenting. I've helped people get famous through my comments, and that I'm positive of. That I am positive of. Because I can tell you this, I have met people in other places who have said, "Oh my God, I saw your comments on YouTube." You don't have to start a channel, though. That's the thing. You can just you just sign up for TikTok like YouTube. You don't have to start a channel. It's exactly like YouTube. Like you never ever have to post a video in your life. Dilly, you and I have talked on the phone, haven't we? Have we? I feel like we've talked on the phone. Did we talk on the phone? Did we talk on the phone and you tell me what Dilligaf meant? Because I never knew what Dilligaf meant till you told me. I had no idea. I saw it on the back of a truck one day. Somebody had a bumper sticker in the back of their truck. And I was like, oh my God, that's my friend from YouTube. They know her. Duh. Those are the kind of things. I'm slow. I told you guys the other day that I knew this friend once, and he used to tell me that I reminded him of the way that my brain operates of John Nash, and that is a wicked compliment. I mean, that's a really good compliment. Because I always feel stupid, and he was like, "No, you're the opposite. You're just really smart." And nobody ever told me I was really smart. I was tell me I'm stupid, make me sit in the back of the classroom. I never had anybody take me under their wing and help me find what my hidden talents were or anything like that. I always just sat in the back of the classroom and observed what everybody else was doing. I observed everybody else's achievements. Same thing in my family. Kick me out to the curb, let everybody else achieve. Such bullshit. Such bullshit. And I'm always protecting people. What the hell is wrong with me? You know, my life would have been very different if I wasn't protecting people from the things they did to me. Jesus. Oh, brother. I got plugged in, that's all. Wrong code. So anyway, I don't mean to get all personally emotional like that. Thank you, John. I know. Have you ever listened to which song, sweetie? was on Champ's channel. We spoke about it. Oh, that's what it was. No, we did never talk on the phone though. Have I ever listened to what song? Tell me what song. Say it again because I lost that part. Have I ever listened to the song? Dilly Gaff's song. No, I didn't know there was a song. I don't know what it means. I mean, I know that it means like, dude, it licks like god ass fuck. Something like that. But I know, damn, I like licking goose ass farts. I don't know. I forgot. I know it's something though. Oh, it came from a song. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense though. So, what that you is that why you chose your name for that? I never thought to use just something random. I thought I had to use my name. I thought I had to use my name. Do I? Yes, thank you. I said ass goat fuck. Just stupid. I'm sorry. That wasn't very nice of me. I could have been a little bit. I don't know why I thought of goats and butts and F's. Shit, I gotta get the dogs. They start barking. They don't get it. You guys can't bark. I'm on live. No, I'm on a live. Oh, I like that shirt. It's nice. Can you close the door since they're all in, please? Nice. Dilly, have you ever seen my daughter? Yeah, I thought those were the ones that you got from. Don't say any names because I don't like names on the internet. Yeah, I don't like any names on the internet. This is my daughter. Isn't that? This is a great picture of her kissing a cat. Kissing the cat. She would love this picture. That cat. That we lost that cat. He drowned in the neighbor's pool because she forgot to put the cover on. I would love you to make more coffee. Thank you. Anyway, this is, yeah, she does. She really does. And the older she gets, the more she looks like me. She's so gorgeous. She is so gorgeous. And she's got really good self-esteem. I loved all over that kid like you wouldn't believe, and everybody did. She was very loved. She is very loved. But she's a good kid. This is just the closest picture I really have. I had another one around here. It was right back here. Oh, here it is. That one, you can't really see that one too good. I'm left-handed, so I do everything backwards. So it's so hard. That's Diney. DG. She's very, very productive. She's a good kid, and she's very smart. She works really hard. I have 2 sons and a daughter. I have Alex, Tyler, and Dinah. And my sons, my youngest is my daughter. And then my oldest is in his 30s, and my middle son, and I also have a stepson who is 19. So, yeah, 3 boys and a girl. And I'm the most immature out of all of us. But the kids get a little offended when I say that. I don't know why. They think I'm being hard on myself. My kids hate it. They think I'm being too hard on myself. I made all of my videos private because I am always yelling at you on them. Shh. I'm serious. I went in and made them all private. You did? Yeah. Because I'm yelling at you on all of them. I sound like such an asshole. I have to work on that. Yeah, but it matters to me. You know? Yeah, I don't want people to see me that way. So I got to fix myself. I got to stop being so mean. I'm so disappointed about that post office business. Can you guys believe that?
So there's nothing for you to do?
I mean, I could apply for a job in Binghamton or over.
No, but babe, think about this though for a second. If we're really planning to get out of here relatively in the next year or two, right? There's nothing wrong with it being not permanent.
I know, it's just an insult. That's all.
No,
I get it.
Actually, it would be perfect because if you got your foot in the door here and we went somewhere else and you worked for the post office in another place, it wouldn't matter about Endicott. You would just have gotten in the door because you could go anywhere in the country once you're work for the post office. You know, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
I know. That's what I know. To get my foot in is all that really matters.
Want to get locked down to something permanent in Endicott anyway because we're getting the fuck out of here.
Oh, that coffee. Watch, I'm online. I'm on live. Don't use that word. I don't like that word. Thank you, though.
Stay here for that long. When we're coming back, of course, we're going to buy a house here and everything eventually. But you're not going to be here working for the post office.
Is that what it's from?
What?
Is that why it sounds familiar? Because what came to my... I'm on the phone. I'm online.
Sorry.
What came to my mind was the comedian John Cleese. You know who that is, right? You know who he is, right? He's a famous British actor from... White Kids in the Hall comes to mind. My brain is such a sieve. Monty Python. John Cleese, isn't that his name? John Cleese, isn't that his name? John Cleese from Monty Python.
Hey,
babe, Tom.
Hey.
John Cleese, but you're John Cleese. So John Cleese, he isn't from Britain. John Cleese isn't from Britain. He is from Britain.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I love him. I love Monty Python. Let me tell you, I've loved Monty Python since I was in diapers, since the 70s.
British TV show.
Oh God, and all my friends and cousins, nobody ever growing up, they'd get so mad when I want to watch British TV. I was not meant to be born in this body, in this country. I am a Brit at heart. Since the day I was born, I wanted a British accent. I am supposed to be in the UK. Not here. It's like I feel like a foreigner here. I mean, I know I look like a Native American Mexican girl for the most part, but I am a Brit. I was British.
You spent
one of my lives.
You spent at least a lifetime there in your.
I had to have. I feel some kind of connection to all of the monarch stuff and everything. Although I will be honest with you guys, I don't like that family. And I know the real story about the original Alexander family and all of that stuff. And if the real right family was sitting on the throne, it would be different. But it's the British people themselves. It's the British people and society. And there's just something about the way you guys all get along. And, you know, the things that Meghan Markle says, I'll tell you what, I'm 50 years old and I've been observing British society. And the only racism, it certainly had nothing ever to do with pigment. I think it would be classism, maybe some classism, like maybe the poor, like the down under, the not middle class, or just, you know, the low lives that don't want to work, you know, people who don't know how to work. And I'm sorry, I take that low life part back. But Fish Call Wanda, yes, Cleese. But it's a lie, you guys. It's a lie. There have never been pigment discrimination amongst the British society that I have ever in my whole life observed. In fact, that was part of the reason why I wanted to be British growing up, because although I am fair skinned and, you know, I'm not white, and I've never been placed with the black kids. I've never been placed with the white kids, and never got placed with the Mexican Latino kids, because the Mexican Latino kids, they always hated me. I don't know why. I think it had something to do with the fact that I grew up sort of in a wealthy looking situation.
A lot of it was jealousy.
And jealousy, you know, like they're like, oh, she lives in that big house and we're going to the projects.
I
And,
can tell
you know,
right now, you were extremely beautiful.
and Tom says I was very pretty. So, and anyway, I thank you. You're saying that because you're biased. He's biased.
No, look, I mean it. When we met, I was like, couldn't even,
I didn't even know how to club my eyebrows. Okay, you guys, my eyebrows are all screwed up for the rest of my life because I didn't know how to take care of them. They just big fluffy
you were
things.
definitely the most beautiful.
Like
girl
I didn't
around
start
here.
picking them until a couple years ago.
Me?
Yeah, Harry. Well, thank you.
There hadn't been
All right,
a
you
girl like you around here in a long time.
Okay, don't say that because people will think that I believe that stuff. Come on, I'm live, Tom. Please, I asked you earlier.
It's not about your looks anyway. It's an inner beauty that you have.
Okay.
That shines through. It isn't even about
Okay. I'm sorry, you guys.
I'm sorry.
Please.
I didn't need it.
All right, no more. Don't believe everything you read about royal family. Things get distorted. Okay, Richard was not a horrible. No, King Richard. No. See, no, it was after him. See, the thing that I have, the problem I have with the royal family is, and not even Will and Kate. Like, I personally think that once Charles is gone and Will and Kate take the throne over, woohoo! I totally support the two of them. I love them. I think they're fantastic. But wait, I'm talking to somebody. See, the thing that I heard, you know, the thing about the kids, you know, and their style of cuisine. Okay, this particular family, this one. And I know that Will is a branch of it, but he's also his mother's son. So, you know, I mean, they break that chain. Those kids break that chain. And I'm not into that. I'm not into, you know, they found kids, you know, the connection to Jimmy Fixit and Margaret Thatcher and all of that stuff. I can't wait till all of that's gone. And Charles is a part of that old monarch. But what I have read in the course of time and heard and in my research, I was told that the original Alexander family is the original bloodline of the royal family. But when these reptilian blooded, you know, and I apologize for the conspiracy verbiage, but I just, you know, I mean, it's when the half lizard queen, they called her, whatever, when that bloodline took over, which, don't get me wrong, all I have observed in public from Queen Elizabeth, and I'll tell you, Meghan Markle, they did their justice. They did with her what they wanted to, because the relationship, I don't care if the queen is half reptile or not. The relationship that woman had with her dogs told me all I need to know. Okay, so if in fact in our human experience there are other humans that were not all the same humans, that's fine by me. I don't judge anyone. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say, if gray Zeta Reticuli land on our planet and we need to work together to save Earth's core, I'm all about it. I don't got any problem with anybody. ET lands, bring it. You know, I don't care what the color of the pigment you have. I don't care the shape of your head. I don't care of what handicap you might be born with or what you lack or have too much of. Only thing I don't like is I don't like hate and I don't like violence. So like you were saying earlier, or Modus was saying earlier about strapping on and just, you know, going with the flow, like go with the flow part. But I want to learn about guns and things, but you know what? What's it going to do? It's just going to kill someone. I have a gun. It's just going to kill someone, me or someone else.
Protection.
I know it's for protection.
You don't usually have to use it.
But it's still, but yeah, exactly. You maybe, you know, you scare people off with them. But yeah, I know. But you know what? I made it 50 years. I don't know. You know, I feel like if I get a gun, because of who I am and my nature, it'll just become a product, a piece of a tool for no good. So I think that it's just best that I don't want one. I never did. I think they're. I don't think we should have them on the world.
Actually, you know what? I'm at a doctor's appointment, so I can't talk right now. And I don't have any debt, and I don't have any tax debt or anything like that. I've been applying for grants. Oh, cool. You want to look right up?
Because you told me you didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
You guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to put my cup over
Yeah,
there
tell
so that
him
Tom can
I
get me
can't
coffee.
talk.
Do you see that $600 bill for my car?
No.
You're going to take my car away.
No, they're not. You're not going to take your car away because they're not going to come take your car
Oh,
before the
God.
first of this month. And
I'm never going to make enough
that's when
money
they pay
with
them off.
DoorDash not sending me
Mhm.
any
That's when
jobs.
they're going to pay them off, babe. The first of
I
this
wish that
month.
I could just.
Do you want me to put sugar and everything in this?
That's old. You can dump that.
Oh, okay. Okey-doke.
I have kept every single job
Yeah,
I've
babe,
ever
you're gonna
had.
pay 'em on the first.
I've kept every job I've ever
Or
had.
second or whatever
Or
it is.
third, yeah. I've kept every job I've ever had. I've never been fired from a job. I've left
babe.
jobs. The jobs I've left because of
Michelle,
good reasons. What?
I just want to say one thing real quick.
What?
When you pay whatever it is you pay on the car,
Uh-huh.
I want to also pay a month ahead.
Okay, yeah, that stuff I don't want to talk about.
No, listen.
Okay, I'm on the internet live.
So what?
We can talk about it
So what?
later.
What is it? Saying all that?
We can talk
done.
about it later,
Okay, I'd have
Tom.
been done now.
I'm sorry,
That's what I
guys.
was going to say by now. That's what,
sorry.
I'd have been already finished.
It's just that
I'd
I'm
have been already finished if you didn't have to go out and
$600
say all that.
always hear
I'd been done.
Americans
It's
saying
already
guns
done.
don't kill. So weird hearing you say that. But no, I mean, in my possession, and yeah, what else are they used for? Hunting? I'm all about. I don't know, but see, the thing is, I don't think we should be killing mammals. I don't believe in that. I'm growing up more and more. I can't even walk down the meat aisle at the grocery store anymore without questioning what I'm looking at, number one, and just thinking, something was sacrificed so that it could go into somebody's belly for a few minutes to give them sustenance. They don't need it. We don't need to kill
If people don't
animals to
respect
stay
it, that's when
alive.
it's not good.
Huh?
When people don't respect it, that's when
Yeah,
it's
and
not good.
like the Native American Indians, they would go through rituals when they would kill an animal to eat it, and they would use every single part of it. There's a whole bunch of people that go out there just for game, just to kill their first buck, and and all of that stuff. To me, it's disgusting. It's so ignorant, and it is front lobe thinking, and so it gets me,
Yeah, my old
criticized.
boss, Jimmy, he leaves his deer there and he cuts the antlers off.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
He collects the antlers. Yeah, see, things like that are disgusting. And I mean, you get away with that stuff. Just killing in any form is just highly illegal in my mind.
It's really evil.
Yeah, it's just illegal. It's wrong.
It's not about the law.
I'm not talking about in law. I'm not talking about jail. I'm talking about universally. And I don't want to fight with you. I'm not talking to you. I can't read what you're writing, Dilly. I'm sorry. No, and that's even worse, though. Why the heck? Can you believe that? That's gross. Lab made meat. Why bother? Just stop eating it.
Hey, now you have to really be careful because bugs are considered meat now.
I don't care.
Well,
they're protein. I would eat bugs. So what?
Well,
Whoop-de-doo.
it just
If they
says-
taste
it just
yummy,
says
bring
a
it
lot.
on.
Hey, look, if you're going to eat bugs, they're going to be putting shit in bugs. Just like there's mice and rats and hot
Yeah,
dogs.
well, I mean, I don't really.
No, I
that
don't
stuff
care.
is
Look,
so.
I don't give a shit
I
either, so I don't
care.
eat
I
meat.
would eat
I'm not trying
bugs.
to
I
eat
got
meat.
no problem eating bugs. It's not the end of the world if I were to eat
That's
bugs.
the thing.
I've gone
It's the
hungry
whole point.
before. I've lived homeless. I've lived with no food for weeks at a time. I'm not talking to you. Tom, I'm not talking to you. He does this to me all the time. I wasn't talking to
Are
you.
you fucking serious?
No,
You
I'm
need
just
to-
saying
you
I
need to
was.
listen to yourself. You just said how you're rude and
I wasn't.
stuff,
All I'm
and now
saying is
you're
I
just gonna
wasn't.
be
You're
ruder.
just yelling at me from the
You
kitchen,
know what?
okay?
You are rude.
And I'm not talking to
You are
you.
rude.
I know.
You are rude.
Well, I'm gonna
You
be.
should do something about it.
They have plants here now. Like Tyson built a plant. Who's the other food? Purdue Tyson and Purdue are priding themselves in their new plants where they're going to be processing bugs for protein-based products. I mean, it's probably safer and better for us than some of the other crap they're putting in our food.
Yeah, because they're feeding us straight poison.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I look at the back of boxes to read what's in our food. I can't even pronounce half of it. And Tom and I were going through the cupboard the other day, looking at our cans. It's just incredible what they are putting in food now, right now, even different from a couple years ago. It's like they're just dumping it on. You might have eaten bugs before. They used to. It used to be like a cuisine, a delicacy. Chocolate covered grasshoppers. You guys remember that, right? Chocolate covered grasshoppers. You could you go to France and you'd buy a little box of them. There'd be like 6 of them in there, and you'd take it home and give it to a guest, or souvenirs. That's what I meant. Yeah, I have done that too. I've compared. In fact, I noticed a long time ago in Walmart one day, when we first got our Walmart, I noticed this. But if you look at a back of Nestle Quick from the United States and you look at the back of a Nestle Quick from Mexico, the Nestle Quick from the United States had all these different preservatives and chemicals, and the one from Mexico had cocoa, sugar, niacin, and a couple. They didn't have any poison. They're not poisoning the Mexicans, but they're poisoning the Americans.
They would go get the people that make it. And
the cartels would kill them all. Yeah,
they do something about what happens to themselves.
It's crazy. Yeah, I have definitely. Wait 1 minute. I'll go get some boxes.
We allow people to poison us.
I know.
We act like we like it. Or we don't, or we call people stupid and don't eat it. What they do.
Stupid, you don't eat poison.
See, like I was showing Shams the other day. You guys in the UK, you guys have I see it in your TV shows, but you have a body of products and the Goya products. Here. Goya products. Is that look familiar to you, Dilly? Goya and Sazon. Goya makes Sazon too. But anyway, these two products, if you look at the contents of ingredients from my country and compare it to one from your country, they're not even made the same. You've never heard of these? Yeah, well, our FDA used to keep track of everything here too, but our FDA just is a bunch of criminals. It's a criminal cartel as far as I'm concerned. They don't. The Food and Drug Administration are only worried about numbers, and what I mean is their bottom line, their numbers. They're all just a bunch of stockholders. We're just meat to them. And all they worry about us is consume. So they will put whatever they need to in foods to make us want to eat it more. I've actually heard recently that they're putting the mRNA in a lot, or the graphene oxide in a lot of the foods now, because a lot of people wouldn't do it. They're getting it into us by other means. You know what this is, right? This is made everywhere in the world. It used to only be sold in Puerto Rico, but now it's like worldly. Everybody knows what Nutella is. Our Nutella I would say if you had one of these, we should compare because I would almost guarantee different ingredients in yours and mine. You never heard of Nutella? It's hazelnut spread. Are you serious, Dilly? Do you know what this is? You know what that is? Okay. All right. See, that's a nationwide. Everybody knows what Nutella is. Huh. The Cafe Bustelo. It's coffee. It's an espresso. It's espresso. I mix it with my coffee to make it even stronger because I love coffee. I can't believe you guys. I've been on this clock for how long? My dash doesn't end till 3 a.m. I haven't had one job. Have you ever seen a DoorDash screen? That's what it looks like. I wake up, I wait, and what will happen is a job will pop up. That, my friends, is what a DoorDash screen looks like. You see my phone? You guys, I need a new phone so bad. You can't tell, though, really. It's sort of nice. You can't tell. I guess you can down there. Look at 50-year-old operating like a teenager. My nasty ass fingernails because I'm painting. John Cleese, you're back. How do I think early humans ate? They rip around parts, ate bugs, did it barefoot on the ground in a squat position like this. They probably ate each other if they needed to. But there's so much sustenance on this earth to eat. Would never, ever, ever, ever have to turn to a mammal to eat all of us. Even with our overpopulation that they friggin', they just, ugh. They just completely objectify the human being in every way, shape, and form. They just use us and lie to us. We're all just a bunch of little rats. That's all we are. I know how early humans ate. I don't like sweet things here. I like vinegary things and salt. I'm not heavy in the sweets. That's as sweet as it comes for me. I'm a liar. I am a liar. I love chocolate. But I can eat chocolate with no sugar in it too. I like I can eat like straight baker's chocolate. Bring it on. The stronger chocolate content, the better. I'll chew on that stuff. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I no flavor, but you know something? I can eat kraut and sausage all day long. Liverwurst, Bjork, pork. But it's not good for you. Look at this guy. You heard me say pork. And Frank. Frank, come here, Frank. Frank. Come here, Frank. That is Peony. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so ashamed of how messy my house is. I could probably be in one of those like hoarder TV shows. I don't want anyone to think that I'm any better than anybody else. I live like a 15-year-old, and this is what my bedroom looks like. Okay, I'll only show you one time, but I cannot organize anything. I just live in this clutter. That is what my brain feels like, just this clutter. And when my brain is all cluttered up, my space is all cluttered up. I will never show you that again. But Dilly, I showed you that, and whoever else is in here right now, you got to get a glimpse of behind the scenes of who the hell I am. You know, you guys, what I wouldn't give to have a piece of my art on the wall of a major motion picture, or for them to say, yeah, I could design the wallpaper, or just something stupid. Like if I worked in Hollywood, I want to work on the set. That'd be fun. I don't want to, I don't, but I would like to be an advocate for all kinds of different things. Like mental health is definitely one of them. The overlooked mental health of people that, get undiagnosed ever. I mean, and mental health in the United States, it's the powers that be are just completely despondent to mental health. They have shut down all, instead of bringing the mental health facilities up to speed, they just shut them all down. They put all of the mentally unwell out into the streets, and they just pocketed the money. More for them. Mental health used to be a big issue in the United States. They used to have convalescent homes and institutions, psychiatric hospitals, wellness homes, all kinds of stuff. There used to be a big focus on taking care of one another. And after you had a baby, there used to be homes that you could go to get away from your baby and your family for 3 weeks, where you just go and sleep and shower and walk around the courtyard and just, gather your sort of a convalescent home. They had a name for those homes. I can't remember what they called them. But the United States, we've always been socialist, guys. This is living American socialism. It is. We had a welfare system, a mental health system. We have the police department, the mail. We are living socialists. Whatever about it's a republic, it's a democracy, it's a this, it's a that. We are a socialist society. When the government is collecting all of the money and then doling it out into situations that they see fit what is best for society, that's socialism. I can't go that far. I got one job offer and I have to deny it because I can't go that far. So I'm just gonna. You guys suck. The first freaking job you offer me and it's that far. Yeah, it fell off. Sorry, guys. I was just watching it. They don't have, the only thing they have now is like every hospital's got a 5th floor, and that like some hospitals focus on psychiatry, but psychiatry in the United States is pretty much, it's everybody's doing everything from telehealth. And I'll be honest with you, I see a psychiatrist, but I mask everything. I saw a psychiatrist for, how long did I see Dr. Davia? For 7 years. And it was just in the end where we finally started like talking, like you talk to a psychiatrist. But I've just been through a lot. And I don't really think that it's psychiatry that I need. Well, I could probably use some psychiatry, and I could probably use some counseling. But I was talking more or less on all of society and how it's gone, so that things like what is wrong with myself, people like me just got so overlooked. And how I was able to sort of skate through the system without anybody recognizing that, hey, maybe this kid does need more attention. And the other thing is, the way that I always saw it is there is always someone in more need than me, like, okay, so I have racy thoughts and I don't know how to do that, but I'll just flub it and pretend like I know how to do it till I get it right. So, like I'll break it 20 times and not tell you that I didn't know how to do it, and I will just do it. But I mean, that also happens from going, for a child to go through foster care. You sort of got to mesh with whatever situation you're in. And so I think that's sort of like, that's why I always say I got stuck at 15. Like, I was literally stuck at 15 because it was like that age. Oh, I'm not driving to Brackney. I don't want to take the car that far. Another one. They say 13 miles. It's like 22 miles. I can't show it to you guys, though, because it's disclosing the information. But, I mean, I'm not driving all the way to Brackney. You guys suck. Yeah, I'm sure. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. When I first started seeing the psychiatrist, it cost me $700 for a visit. $700 for a visit. QM2. I'm gonna accept this job, guys. It's for $3. Should I leave this on or come back on when I come back? What do you guys think I should do? Because I'm gonna take this job. You gonna spy on my household? I had to go to the deli and pick up some deli food and deliver it a block from the deli. I don't understand why people can't just walk there and get me stuck with this stupid $3 job. At least it's something, right? My ass. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna leave it on because I'm sure I'll be right back. Okay? I wish I could put something on. You hear the TV in the background and the dogs. I know I'm probably not supposed to leave it, but I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. Dilly, I love you, sweetie. I will be back. I'm going to pause it because I don't want them to get me in trouble, okay?